Welcome to Sonoma County Library's book repair video series. Today it's all about paperbacks. I bet you're wondering, how do I repair that paperback? Well, today we're going to show you a variety of techniques on how to fix paperbacks. So one of the things that you're going to find out about paperbacks is a lot of times they just come apart right here. So this is a pretty easy fix. The first thing that we're going to want to do, and I'll talk as we go because I want to tell you that it's pretty much the same supplies now for fixing paperbacks. You're going to be using a variety of gluing techniques. And also, we need to use hinge tape. Also, you're going to want to assess and do your repair work in order. So as you can see, I'm removing the little threads of paper that's stuck up. Sometimes I trim it. Sometimes I use tweezers. So in this particular case, as you can see, this is bound together really nicely. There's no other issues. But you can see that on this paperback, there's actually a gutter. There's this nice thing here. So we're going to want to make sure we get this glued down really good. We also might need to use hinge tape, but we won't know until we repair it. So also, if you can see, this is, let me hold this up so you can see. So right here and right here, it's starting to separate under there. So that's the first thing we want to make sure we get some good glue underneath those two spots there. And with this, we're going to go ahead and do everything in one swell foop. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to put some glue underneath there, and I've got, today I'm using my lovely little teddy bear container for glue. So I'm just going to kind of peel that up, just get some glue under there. I'm going to peel this up a little bit. We're going to get a little glue under there. Pull it back a little bit, get some glue under there. Okay, so now that I've got that, I'm just going to stick that together good. Okay, so now we're going to need a very wide brush for this. So we have a bunch of different types. I think on this one I'm going to use this wide brush. I'm going to need a lot of glue, so I'm going to add a little extra. And here we go. So with the paperbacks, we want to make sure we get glue all along this edge, all along this edge, and all along this edge, because this is really the most important edge here. The rest will be easy. But we're going to take a look and we're going to see, we're going to want to get some glue back there, but we can do that with the flat edge of our brush. So I'm going to take as much water off as I can because that's a lot of water. And I'm just going to want to get glue all along this surface. I'm going to get it down in that groove using the flat edge of my brush. I'm going to get a little extra. And I'm not going to worry too much if I've got a lot of glue because I can always use a variety of things, sop it up. I'm going to make sure the back here gets very glued, both sides. Make sure you get all the way to the edges always when you're doing this. Okay. Now, I'm going to put a little thin strip along here because we're going to be gluing this down. So just a nice thin strip on this side. And now I'm going to take my piece of waste paper and holding it up to this edge, I'm going to get a whole bunch of glue on this edge. Just make sure I get a nice thick layer on this edge here. Okay, now I'm going to take and I'm going to use my fingers to pull this up. And I don't know if you can see, but basically I'm moving it up, making sure I get it all along the edge there. I'm going to fold this down. You can see where it connects here. I'm going to use my finger to run it along that edge. I'm going to put a sheet of waxed mending paper. And now I'm going to take it and I'm going to really run my bone folder along the spine, holding both sides. Make sure it gets in there good. I've got a little bit coming out here, so I'm just going to peel that off, clean it off. And now I really, really want to get this gutter good because that is where the seal is. Okay, so now that it's sealed, I don't have any clips big enough. So on this one, I'm not going to put something in the gutter because it's not a true gutter, so it needs to be flat. So I'm going to put rubber bands around this. I'm going to put 3 rubber bands. And again, as always, I'm going to put a book weight on top. Give it a nice, make sure we got it all connected. And I'm put a book weight on top. Okay, so that's the first type of mending on a paperback. Now this is another type of complex gluing. As you can see in this case, it's starting to separate here. And trying to get down there and put glue on it is really difficult, so we're just gonna open it up all the way. Now, with this one, you can see that it's got a separation here. So we do have to be a little careful. We're gonna wanna keep it a little closed as we're gluing it, but we do wanna make sure we get some glue down in there. So I'm gonna give you a demonstration of that. First, I need to take off my old glue there. So you can see how it's just starting to tear the pages, but we can fix that really easily. So when you're gluing this, you want to hold it not tightly closed. You want to hold it a little open so a little bit of the glue gets in there and seals it. So again, I'm going to use my big wide brush, and I'm running out of glue, so let me throw some glue in here. And again, on this one, you're probably going to want to use some hinge tape. So if you can see that, I'm going to try to keep it open a little bit so you can see. So I start on this side. I have it open a little bit. I'm going to get my glue down in there. Okay, and then once you've got the edges closed, just go ahead and spread your glue all the way out. Making sure you get some glue on here. And you want to just go up to where that separation is, where it was connected. And again, I like to work my way up. Piecing it together. Once I've got it good, I'm going to put my mending tissue there. And once I've got it, I'm going to clear away any glue that's come out from the sides. And I always like to brush it away from the text block. Okay, and once I get it good, I'm going to now take my bone folder and make sure I get that. Okay, on this one, I'm only going to use one rubber band, but I'm going to make sure I got a good heavy weight on it. Now, here's another paperback, and this is similar to where it comes apart in sections. So we have one section here, and then we have this part. So again, believe it or not, I'm going to take it down a little further so I can make sure we've got a nice seal. So I'm just gently going to pull. I'm going to clean out any fibers with my tweezers. This is perfect. It's got glue on it. It's one tight piece. We're going to put a layer of glue along the edge. Okay. And I'm going to take and run a little bit of glue along the edge here. Remove your waste paper, making sure you line up your text block. And I always make sure I start with the foredge. I work it into place. And on this, I'm not going to glue the other part yet. I'm going to push it into place, making sure it's lined up on all sides. And we're going to put a weight on it, on this one. And then we're going to finish the other part of the gluing. So now we're going to look at the repairs we've done and see what else may need to be done. This one, I really love this book. This is such a well-made book. It has, most paperbacks don't feature a gutter, and this one has a lovely gutter here. So we were able to put this together. And oh my, that came out beautiful. Remember, this one was completely ripped all the way down to here. And I had suggested that we might want to add some hinge tape, but I don't think we need to. It's together. It's nice. It's not going to come apart. Oh my gosh, what a great repair job. Not just the fact that we can use glue and everything, not because I did it. Anybody could do this, because this is why we're teaching you that anybody can do this. Okay, so that came out great. So the next one is called Buried to the Brim. I'm sure it's called a hat shop mystery. Brand new. I mean, come on. So this is what I was saying about mass market paperbacks. But we went ahead and glued it. It looks good. It's going to get a lot more circs out of it. And we did that same repair where we just folded up. I don't think it needs hinge tape, but if you feel more comfortable, you could put a piece of hinge tape there. And lastly, this was similar to consolidating the text block where we need to do it in sections. I think we needed to attach some pages here before we can finish gluing this. So again, you're gonna put your glue down there, you're gonna get this, you're gonna make sure you get a little over the edge so this page will seal down. Okay, that is all about repairing paperback books.